Welcome to the PharmOutcomes training video for the Community Pharmacist Consultation Service, CPCS. For an introduction to CPCS and to see how referrals are generated, please see the CPCS Introductory Guide. Referrals received as part of CPCS will appear at the top of your PharmOutcomes services screen. Two types of CPCS referrals can be sent from NHS 111 call centres: urgent supply and minor illness referrals. To identify patients more easily, you can click the Show Patient Identifiable Details box here. To complete a CPCS referral, click on the Service Name link. CPCS Minor Illness Referrals. Type your name into the Practitioner Name field. If this is the first time you have used the CPCS service, you will need to complete the enrolment. Enter your name as it appears on the register and your GPHC registration number. Confirm that you can meet the enrolment requirements. Note that there is a requirement for the NHS Mail shared mailbox address to be recorded in the pharmacy's PharmOutcomes profile. This must be the shared mailbox, not an individual NHS Mail address. If you do not see Requirement Met in this box, you can add the email address by clicking this link. Confirm that you can meet the enrolment requirements. Click the Enrol button. You only need to complete the enrolment once, even if you record CPCS consultations at different pharmacy sites. The patient information and referral details are displayed in this table. If the patient was not seen in the pharmacy and you cannot complete the consultation, select the reason from the drop-down box and click the Close button. This will remove the referral from your services screen. To complete the follow-up stage, click Complete Now. Record that the appropriate consent has been obtained. The provision date and time fields are populated automatically, but you can change them if necessary. If you verify the patient details with the Personal Demographics Service, or PDS, you will be able to access the patient's SCR with one click, provided you have an appropriate smart card connected. A video explaining the SCR one-click functionality can be viewed here. If the patient is accompanied for the consultation, record the relevant details here, including consent, which may be given by the third party if the patient is unable to consent. If the patient has any medical conditions or history relevant to the consultation, record details here. Select the presenting complaint from the drop-down list. If there is a NICE clinical knowledge summary associated with the presenting complaint, you must check for red flag symptoms and confirm here that you have done so. If you identify any red flag symptoms, or you need to escalate the patient for any other reason, select Yes here and information about the escalation procedure will appear. You must provide a summary of action taken here. This will be visible to service commissioners, so please do not include any patient identifiable information. If no escalation is required, continue to the Symptom Check and Action to Date section. Record the answers provided by the patient or the representative. Choose the most appropriate consultation outcome from this list. If you have given the patient advice, complete the Advice and Support section that appears below. You can access the NHS website from this link, and you can obtain patient leaflets from the link in the left-hand sidebar. Professional payment for CPCS minor illness consultations does not include the cost of medicines supplied. If local arrangements permit, you can claim for medicine supply via locally commissioned minor ailment services. Otherwise, patients should pay for any medicine supplied as part of this service. If you are selling or supplying a medicine to the patient, select the appropriate option, then record the details here. Start to type the name of the medicine and select from the list that appears. Enter the quantity in unit doses, not number of packs. This means the number of tablets or capsules, grams of cream or millilitres of liquid. If you are supplying more than one original pack of a medicine, you need to give a reason here. You can record an additional medicine here if necessary. If the patient has been signposted or escalated, record the relevant information here. The service specification requires you to close each consultation with this statement. Tick the box to confirm that the patient has been given this advice. If you need to report an incident or would like to send a message to the CPCS commissioners, you can type your message into this box and it will be automatically emailed when you save the form. Details of any escalations to 999 or urgent care must be added here. You can give general feedback about CPCS to the commissioners by typing your message here. Finally, if you need to document any relevant information about this consultation, you can do so here. Click the Save button to save this service provision. The GP notification and any messages will be queued to send by secure email. If the GP notification cannot be emailed, you will have seen this message underneath the GP practice field. PharmOutcomes will now prompt you to print and securely send the notification by other means. CPCS Urgent Medicine Supply. Type your name into the practitioner name field. If you have previously enrolled for CPCS, your name will appear below. Select your name to continue. The patient information and referral details are displayed in this table. If you have not been able to contact the patient, you can select Patient Not Contactable from this box and close the referral. To complete the follow-up stage, click Complete Now. Record that the appropriate consent has been obtained. The provision date and time fields are populated automatically, but you can change them if necessary. If you verify the patient details with the Personal Demographics Service, or PDS, you will be able to access the SCR with one click, provided you have an appropriate smart card connected. If the patient is accompanied for the consultation, record the relevant details here, including consent, which may be given by the third party if the patient is unable to consent. Check the EPS tracker for any outstanding electronic prescriptions. You can check the SCR if appropriate by clicking this button. Record whether this has been done here. Record the reason for the request of an emergency supply. If a supply is not appropriate, information on relevant actions appears here. If a supply is appropriate, select whether or not you are able to make the supply. If you are able to make the supply, start to type the name of the medicine into the field that appears, and select from the list that appears below. Enter the quantity. Remember that this is the number of unit doses, not the number of packs. If a second medicine has been requested, answer yes here and you can record the details. You can enter up to 4 medicines on this form. If you need to enter more than 4 items, a link will appear to the Additional Items form once you save this consultation. If a supply is appropriate, but you are not able to make the supply, you must record the name of each medicine not supplied here, and for each one choose the appropriate non-supply code from this list. If you are unable to supply an item because you do not have it in stock, you need to refer the patient to another pharmacy so that they are able to obtain their medicine. You can use this link to find your nearest CPCS providers. Once you have contacted the pharmacy and confirmed that they are able to supply the item, record the patient's consent to forward their details. Start to type the pharmacy name in the Onward Referral field and select from the list that appears. If the pharmacy name is not selectable, type the destination NHS mail address into the box instead. Select the appropriate consultation outcome. You may need to tick more than one box. Tick the box to confirm that you have provided this advice. If the patient suffers an allergic reaction to any medication supplied, you can record it here. Any additional comments can be recorded here, but please remember not to include any patient identifiable information. When you click Save, a green validation box appears. Here you will find a link to print the submission token. If you need to record additional items supplied, you can access the More than 4 Medicines form here. If you need to refer the patient to another pharmacy, a link to the Onward Referral form will appear here. This form will be pre-populated with the patient details, NHS case ID, and the Onward Pharmacy's email address.